Hi, I'm Kathy Murphy. In the next half hour, the people of Trepassey will share with you their story. This community is built on a long history of pulling together to survive. A community of people who faced their greatest challenge, the closing of their fish plant, and found the strength to come together and heal. This is Mrs. Halloran's house. She's been baking bread for 60 years to feed a family of 16, and she has invested her life here.
I got up 6 o'clock. I had to start breakfast. After the kids went to school, we had bread to make, washing to be done, but we didn't have any washers. We had a washing tub and a scrubbing board. We had to scrub the clothes on the scrubbing board. Before that, we had to carry the water in buckets. And then it was gardening time. We spent hours in the garden planting potatoes and cabbage, turnip and carrot. And then after the potatoes and that would sprout, we had to weed those, take all the weeds out of the garden.
There's an appreciation of what what our early ancestors had to do to make a niche for themselves here in this community, make a home. And I find that I'm amazed when I do a little bit of potting around the garden, and I got pelleted seed for, planting and so on and so forth, and I got an ATV for hauling seaweed or whatever, and I realized that they had to do it all by hand, pickaxe, shovel, whatever, that sort of thing. Often hear my grandparents talk about in the spring of the year, when times would be poor, when the winter supplies would be running out, if one had, for instance, extra barrels of turnip, but they may not have had enough potatoes, they'd go to their neighbour, and this is where the barter system came up. They'd go to their neighbour and they'd give a barrel of turnips, and you give me a barrel of cabbage or a barrel of potato, whatever, that sort of thing. In terms of my ancestors, the Irish, came here from all parts of southern Ireland. And see, the point was, that was the time of the potato famine in Ireland. And so, well, they figured, I can live in Newfoundland off the land if need be. I can hunt and I can fish. But in Ireland, they were starving. And so, when the opportunity arose and there was more out of necessity than anything, they came over. And a lot of them stayed, And that's how we ended up here today, basically. They say that, all down through, the French and English here lived side by side. Catholic, Protestant, and then when the Irish came, you had the English Protestant, the Irish Catholic. And they lived, apparently, just at one harbour on the whole island, because it was right in the centre between the English shore, we call it, and the French shore. And so there was a mixture of French and English here. And because of necessity, I guess, there was no other choice. You had to depend on your neighbour, and I think that's a thread that's carried right through all the way up even to today.